that you desire, right? The things that you desire. I have a feeling that you are stuck in your fishbowl identity. That's what we're going to talk about today on Contagion of Wisdom. I go live every Tuesday, predominantly every Tuesday, if not more frequently than that, to give you insight into your own self-leadership, your own emotional mastery, and up-level your consciousness. So I'm Jena Rodriguez for those new to me, and I am here to raise your profitable consciousness. And how do we do that? First of all, we've got to get aware of what we're living in and how we're living and how we're being, more importantly. In order to get to your goals, in order to get to your the desires that you have, those external things, those internal things for that matter, does not require necessarily more doing. It's about who you're being. And so I wanted to introduce to you kind of a new concept that I came up with. It just kind of came to me last Friday, and I wanted to speak to it. I actually spoke to it in my masterclass, this free masterclass I'm doing in my Facebook group yesterday, and it really hit a nerve and woke people up a little bit more. So I thought I'd share it with all of you, all of my community. And here's the thing, the fishbowl identity is all about recognizing how your ego identity, right, that false self of ours has an attachment to how things are, how the title that you live in, the roles that you live in, the places you live, the job that you have, the business that you have, right? And so what happens is our egos get really safe and comfortable and complacent at times, and I call that being in your current fishbowl. Right? So if you start to recognize that your egoic identity is just a sense of fishbowl, it looks like a fishbowl, then what you start to also see is that the goal is in the next fishbowl, right? It's, just imagine. So you're in the fishbowl, you're outgrowing the fishbowl, you want to, do more, have more, see more in your life and experience more. And so you start to hit the glass wall, but you don't know that the glass wall's there. So you're wondering, why is this so frustrating? Why am I not getting to where I want to go? And so if you recognize this identity issue, this dilemma that's happening, then you'll start to understand, oh, wow, okay. This is what's happening. It's not about pushing and forcing the situation. It's about being something more. It's about becoming more of yourself. So what I'm recognizing in my own self is like, if I want something and it's like, there are things that I have probably said I've wanted for years. Can you relate? Right? There are things that I've said I've wanted, whether it's more money or a bigger house or whatever it is, right? And now to be truthful, there's also things I've said I wanted and I got them and I created them. One being, I have said for years and years and years that I live by the ocean, and last year made it happen, right? Moved from Texas to Los Angeles, California, and we live 2 miles from the ocean. And it's a 7-minute drive to the beach, right? So I love it. And so what I recognized also is that anything external that I desire that I don't yet have requires an internal resolve. That it's something internal. You're not attracting what you want. You're not opening the container for what you want to come in. And so then I started to see, wow, we live in fishbowls. And we don't recognize it. It's an illusion, right? We can't see the glass because we're in it. We're in the water. We don't know that there's water because we're always around the water, right? So we're in our current identity, and we don't know that there's this other identity shift that has to occur in order for us to receive what we want. And then that speaks to my hashtag speed of receive. If you want to speed up the reception of the things that you desire, then you have to become something more. You have to create a different container, and you have to see a different fishbowl. You have to be in a different fishbowl. So the encouragement for you today is, number one, identify the current fishbowl that you're in. Right? Who are you right now? Where do you live? What titles do you associate yourself with? What businesses are you running? What job are you attached to? And the bottom line is our ego in this current fishbowl is feeling safe and comfortable and certain about what's to be expected, right? I recognized when I was talking about this yesterday in the master class, I saw how, when I made the decision with my family last year, when we all sat down and said, we're moving you, right? The immediate rush of egoic tricks, right? The ego tricks had took over, and fear and doubt, and how do I figure this out? And oh my gosh, the overwhelm, it was real, right? It was a real experience. And so we fought all that, right? We outsmarted the ego is what I wanted to say. And then I wanted to, continue to move through whatever it is that I was resisting. And then ultimately in July, we moved, right? So now we're here and it's almost a year. Like, can you believe it? July is right around the corner. And I saw how now I'm in this fishbowl. Last year I was in a different fishbowl called Texas, right? And very comfortable. We were living in the house we built for 13 years, and everything was very complacent and happy, and everything was good. But I was like, we need a new fishbowl. And when we moved, it created uncertainty, uncomfortableness. I had to let go of things that I was attached to. And that's what I want to leave you with, is that whatever current fishbowl you're in, and you can see through the glass and you can see what you want on the other side, but what you have to recognize is you actually have to create a new fishbowl, and in a bigger fishbowl to allow for that reception to happen. And so first step is identify what the current fishbowl you're in. And then the second step is notice who you have to become in order to create the new container, the new fishbowl for your desires to show up. And so that's my encouragement. That's my challenge. My truth and dare for you today is get truthful about what identity you are living in that you are very attached to. We all get attached to our egoic identities, and then we have to kind of like kill off the identity, right? And then we have to step into the new one. And the new one is, it's all an illusion. It's all made up by us, right? And our egos like to keep us attached to the identities and the things that we're comfortable with. And so it holds us in the fishbowl, right? And that's why we start hitting the glass wall all the time. And so then when you start to recognize, wow, who do I have to become in order to have the new fishbowl? And so that's the next thing you want to identify. And then in between, just so you know, in between those two fishbowls is what I call the ego tricks. That's what's keeping you in place. That's what's keeping you stuck in the fishbowl that you're in. And that's why you're not receiving what you want. So if you'd like to learn more, I just saw a message someone's thinking that this is the masterclass itself. Nope, this was just a bonus live. And so we are going live at 1 p.m. Pacific. That's 3 p.m. Central with my continuation of my Biz Breakthrough Masterclass. So if you want to join us, you still have time to catch up. You can watch the recording from yesterday's session number 1. And then today we are diving into the conversation around the fishbowl, even more so, but more importantly, the ego tricks that are blocking you from creating your new fishbowl identity. And so Biz Breakthrough, actually bravemasters.com/Biz Breakthrough. Join us, jump into my Facebook group to watch each session. We're going live at 1 p.m. daily this week, 5 days. And you are going to have the breakthrough that you want. That's my intention. So this is just a bonus live. I just want to get everyone on the same page and really starting to recognize why you feel the struggle or the impatience. It's like, why is this not happening for me? The things that I envision, and maybe, just maybe, you're in the wrong fishbowl, and you've got to start to create the new one. And in order to do so, you've got to identify the ego tricks and the egoic archetypes that are blocking you from doing so. And that's what we're going to dive in today if you'd like to join us on that bigger conversation. So yep, you haven't missed it. I see you online. Thank you for being here live. And so I'd love for you to share truth or dare. right? Truth, get real about the identity of your current fishbowl. And then my dare for you is to share with me what that is in the comments, and then let me know what your vision is that you're trying to get to. And the gap is my job, right? I'm here to help you bridge that gap and figure out what those ego tricks are that are blocking you from your greatness. Until then, be brave, and I will see you on the next live. Thank you so much for being here.